Hi everyone, my name is Molly Nimchek. I'm an admissions counselor with Texas Tech University, and I'm excited today to be going over how to fill out the Common App application. Now, when you first go to the Common App website, this will be the page that you see. If you haven't already created an account, what you'll want to do is hit create an account. If you have an account already, you can go ahead and use the email and password that you used to create that and sign in. I'm going to show you what that create account page looks like. So it'll first ask you to let's get started, where you can select if you're a first year student, transfer student, education professional, parent, or other adult. Now I'm going to go ahead and click first year student, and it'll bring me to this page where you get to enter your email address. Make sure you're using an email address that you'll be checking regularly, as this is where you'll get information about your application. You'll go ahead and create a password following the requirements right here. Then you will need to provide some personal information like your first and last name, a good contact number, your date of birth, your address. And then it does ask you a couple of questions down below, like are you currently based in the European Union country, Iceland, Norway, Switzerland, or the United Kingdom? And which describes you best? Are you applying as a first year student and planning to start college in 2021 or 22? Or as you can see, there are a couple other options. As you continue to scroll down, you will see some questions that you will need to check on if you want your contact information shared with colleges that you're considering, how you would like to continue to get communication. And then there is a terms of use and privacy policy that you can go ahead and read and check if you agree. Once you have completed this page, you'll go ahead and click create account. Once you have created that account, you can go back to the sign in page and use that email address and password that you just created to log in. Now, once you log in, your page will look like this. As you can see, there are a couple tabs at the top, and you will have a dashboard. So when you first log in, your dashboard will most likely be blank. But the dashboard will be where you can see the applications that you have for any university that you're applying to. As you can see, I've already started an application for Texas Tech University, and it's in progress. Now this next tab, the My Colleges tab, this is going to be where you can find the specific applications for the universities that you are applying to. Now how you can add universities, as you can see, I've already added Texas Tech. But if you're looking to add a college, you will hit add a college. You will go ahead and search that college's name in the box. And as you can see, it'll pop up. Now, the cool thing is when you click your university, some general information about that university will pop up. As you can see, here's some contact information for Texas Tech University. Here's some of our application deadlines, application information. It'll let you know if we require the essays. And then all the way down at the bottom, if the college was not already on my dashboard, this would say add college. Now, once you add that college, you'll be able to find it in the My Colleges tab. So under here, you'll be able to see all the different other colleges that you have added that you are going to be looking to apply to. Now this next tab, the Common App tab. This is going to be where you're filling out questions that you will use for all of the applications on the Common App that you are applying to. Now, specific universities might have specific questions for their university, and I will show you how to find those questions after going through the Common App questions. So again, these next questions will be the general questions that will be found on all of your college applications through the Common App. So this first tab is going to just be your profile. So it's asking you to give your first name, your last name. If you go by a different first name, this is going to be where you can enter that information. It asks your pronouns and have you ever used another name. It asks for your gender and your date of birth. As you can see, anything with a red asterisk is going to be required for you to fill out. Anything without the red asterisk, you can feel free to leave blank if you choose to not answer. Once you have completed this first page, what you'll do is you'll simply just click continue. It'll then bring you to your address. Now you did enter an address when you created your Common App account. So this address will automatically populate Now, if you're wanting to change it, this is where you can do so. Additionally, if you have an alternate mailing address, so if you have an address that you want to receive mail at, this is going to be where you can add that alternate address as well. So you'd simply just click this button and you can add that address. Once you've confirmed that this information is correct, you simply will just hit continue. Next will be your contact details. So this is going to be your preferred phone number. You can click whether it's a home number or a mobile number. Again, you did enter a number in when you created your Common App account. If the number has changed, this would be a good time to change that number. And again, you can add an alternate phone. So say you entered your mobile number. This is a time that if you want, you can go ahead and enter in your home number. Once you've confirmed the information is correct, you can go ahead and click continue. Now this is asking about your demographics. So your legal sex, you will be required to answer. And then as you can see, as we scroll down through these questions, the U.S. Armed Forces status, are you Hispanic or Latino, how you identify yourself, and any other questions below are not going to be required. This final question down here is just confirming that you understand that the questions that are not in red asterisk are entirely optional, and you are welcome to move on without answering them. So just this first question will be required for you to answer. Once you've completed this page, you will just go ahead and click continue. Now we're going to get into the number of languages you're proficient in. So if you are only proficient in one language, you'll go ahead and click 1. It'll ask you to enter in that language and the language proficiency. So if it's your first language, if you speak it, you read it, you write it, or it's spoken at home. Now, I know a lot of students are required to take, 2 years of a language in high school. That does not mean you would be proficient in that language. However, if you do have a second language you are proficient in, you would just go ahead and click this too. And as you can scroll down, you see there's more options for you to add that information in. Once you've entered it in, again, just hit continue. Now we get to our geography and nationality. So this is asking your birth country, your city of birth, your state of birth, how long you've lived in the United States, and the social security number. Now, again, you can see that the only question that's required on this page is going to be your citizenship status. Once you've answered the questions, you can go ahead and click continue. Then this final question on the profile page is going to just be, do you feel that your financial circumstances might qualify you for an application fee waiver? If you believe so, you can click yes, and it will drop down a number of different options that you can indicate your economic need to qualify for an application fee waiver. So you can read through these and select the one that fits for your circumstance. If you don't feel your financial circumstances might qualify you for an application fee, you'd simply just hit no, and then you can hit continue. As you can see, we've completed all sections of the profile page, and that gets indicated by this green check mark. Then we'll go to family. So this is asking for your parents' marital status. So you can see if you hit this box and to the scroll down box, you can select the different options. It will ask you whom you make your permanent home. Do both parents live in the home? One parent, a legal guardian? You can select the option that best fits your circumstances, and then it asks if you have any children. Once you've completed, just hit continue. Now this is asking about parent 1. So you can decide if you're giving information about your mother or your father. It asks if they're living. You can scroll down. It does require you to give a first name, a last name. If you want them to receive information from Common App, you can provide an email for your parents and a phone number for your parents. Again, this information is not required, but if you do want them to have information about your accounts, you can add them to receive that information. As we continue to scroll down, it will ask an occupation. One of the required questions will ask the education level. So if your parent has graduated college, It does allow you to put some college if they went to a trade school, if they have some high school, you'll be able to select the option that is fitting for your parent. Then you'll just enter in the total number of institutions and then what university they did go to. It does ask the number of degrees your parent received, the degree received, and then the year they received it. So this information is going to be required information. So just try and have as much information about your parent or legal guardian as you can before filling out the application. Then we'll go to parent 2. It will ask pretty much the same information. You'll kind of scroll through, provide a name, first name, last name. Again, if you want to give an email address or a phone number, entering in their college level information. And then once you get to the bottom, you will hit continue. And then this last question on the family just simply asks if you have any siblings. If you do, you can go through the scroll box and enter in your siblings. If not, you can just put 0 and hit continue. Again, as you can see, the green check marks are showing that we've completed each section under the family tab. And as we hit continue, it will bring us to the education tab. And you can see the green check mark is next to the family tab as well. Under education, it does ask for your current or most recent high school. So it does allow you to look up your high school. It'll ask you the date of entry, if it's a boarding school. It's asking you, did or will you graduate from this school and the date of your graduation? And then also this is going to be an area where you can indicate if you're graduating early, if you're graduating late, or if you have no change in your progression. So all of the questions on this page are going to be required to just kind of have that information about your high school on hand. Once you've completed this section, you can go ahead and hit continue. This is just asking if you've attended any secondary high schools not listed on the previous section. If you need to enter some information, you can go ahead and click 1. It will allow you to enter in that information. Otherwise, you can just keep it at 0 and hit continue. This will ask you if you've taken any coursework at a college or university. Please indicate the number of colleges. So this will be a good place that you can enter if you've taken any dual credit courses. So if you've taken any dual credit, you can go ahead and hit the number of universities you've taken dual credit at. You can see, you will ask you to enter in the college, and then it'll ask you for the course details. So was it in dual enrollment with high school? Was it a summer program? Was it credit directly awarded by a college? So that's where you can determine what type of course it was. Then it will simply just ask you from when you were at that college, the dates you started to the dates that you ended. And then if you did earn a degree from there. Once you've completed that section, you can hit continue. Now, this is just asking some questions about your graduating class size and your grades. So you enter in your approximate graduating class size. You can see that is a required question. It'll ask you how your class rank is reported. So you can enter in if it's exact, if it's by quartile, and then kind of where you fall based upon if it's a quartile rank, or you can enter in your exact class rank. You will show if it was weighted or unweighted. And then again, if you're wanting to choose the grading scale, you can enter in your GPA, and again, select if it was weighted or unweighted. Then you'll hit continue. So this is going to be where we are asking you to list the courses you are taking this academic year. So if you're not currently enrolled in courses, it will just ask you to list the courses from your most recent academic year. So if you are about to start school and you know which classes you're going to be taking your senior year, this is where you can enter in that information. You will most likely enter in more than one course. So you can click how many courses you're planning to take. It'll ask if it's based upon what kind of schedule your institution is using. Do you go by semesters, trimesters, or quarters? Then it'll ask you to start entering in that course level information. So what the course is, the course name, the course level, and then the course schedule. Are you taking it both semesters, the one semester, the full year? So you'll be able to click when you're going to be taking that course. Like I said, you will be able to enter in more than one course. So if you have two courses you want to enter, you can see you'll continue to enter your course schedule as you complete this page. Once you've entered in all of your courses, you will go ahead and hit continue. Honors. So do you wish to report any honors related to your academic achievements, beginning with 9th grade or international equivalent? So if you have any honors related to your academics that you want to enter in, this will be the area that you click yes. As you can see, you can enter in what that honors title was, when you received that title, and at what level of recognition it was. You can see you do have the option to add other honors as well, where you can continue to add this information. Now, this is going to be where you will just simply indicate if you had any community programs or organizations provide you with free assistance in your application progress. So if you do have a community organization that helped you with the process, you'll be able to click one and you'll be able to search for that organization. Once you find your organization, you can select it and it will be entered in. After that, you will be able to hit continue. Then this last page under education is simply just asking what your future career interests are. So this will be where you can search what you're interested in studying. And then you can also enter in your highest degree you're looking to obtain. Then you'll simply just hit continue. As you can see now, our education tab has a green arrow, meaning that we have completed all sections of that tab. The next tab talks about testing. So this is going to be asking if you want to send official score reports, and do you wish to self-report your scores or future test dates on this application. So you will be able to indicate if you would like to self-report your scores in this section right here. If you indicate yes, it will ask you what test you are taking, and then it will populate the test. This question right here is also asking for international applications. If you have any educational system based upon standard leaving examinations given at the end of you leaving your secondary school. If you're not an international applicant, you'll simply just click no. Next, you'll go and hit continue. So based upon the test that you entered in, you wish to report your scores, it will populate that tab. So it'll ask you the number of past SAT scores you wish to report. Did you take the SAT essay, yes or no? Are you planning to take any future SAT? And then it'll ask you to report your score. So this will be where you can enter in your score for the reading and writing score, and then your highest math score as well, and on the test date that you took it. Once you enter in your scores, you'll simply just hit continue. On this page, this is going to be where you're reporting any activities that you were a part of that were outside of the classroom. So it says, do you have any activities you wish to report? You can click yes, and then it will populate an area for you to enter in those activities. So you put the activity type, you can scroll down and find what type of activity it was. If you were, what position, or if you were a leadership description. So if you were the president, vice president, secretary, member, this will be where you put that information. Then you'll provide the university or the organization's name. And then you'll give a brief description of what that organization was, including any accomplishments or recognitions you received. So this will be where you have a small area to describe that organization. Then it'll ask you at what levels you participated in this organization. The time of participating, did it happen just during school year, all year round, just during the breaks? It'll ask how many hours a week you spent in this organization, and then the weeks spent per year. And then it just simply asks if this is something that you'd be interested in participating in college. Again, as you can see, there's plenty of area to add other activities by clicking this add another activity. Once you've added in all your activities, you can simply just hit continue. Next, we get to the essay. So some colleges require submission of personal essays with your Common App. And you may submit a personal essay to any college, even if it's not required by the college. So if we are not requiring an essay, you will be given the option to submit the essay. So this question right here is just stating that you simply understand that you can still submit an essay even if a college does not require it. This right here shows you the colleges that you have on your dashboard and whether or not they require an essay. So as you can see, I did add Texas Tech to my dashboard and we do not require the essay. However, you still can submit the essay if you're wanting to. Then down below is going to ask you to choose the option that best helps you answer the question and write an essay no more than 650 words. So you can read through these essay prompts and pick the one that you feel best that you could describe yourself in no more than 650 words. And then it does provide you a space to write that essay. So you can kind of select which one you feel helps you write the best essay to submit. Once you've completed that, you can go ahead and click continue. This question right here is just asking if there's any information you feel you want to share in relations to COVID-19, if it has had any effects on your health and well-being, your safety, your family circumstances, your future plans and education, or any other information that you feel we need to know that about you that maybe COVID-19 has impacted. So if you do wish to share anything about this topic, this will be a space where you can go ahead and do so. And then this last question just asks you, wish to provide details of circumstances or qualifications not reflected in the application. So is there anything else that maybe wasn't in the application, wasn't a part of the questions you've already answered that you still wish to let us know about? This would be a space that you can do so. Once you've completed that, you can go ahead and hit continue. Lastly, here is going to be where you give information about your courses and grades. So here's the list of the colleges in your dashboard and if they're requiring courses and grades. So Texas Tech is requiring those courses and grades. This simply just asks if you have access to your transcript or official grades. Then you will hit continue. Now this is going to be where you're simply entering in your coursework. So to enter in courses for 9th grade, you'll click this button below and you'll report all the schools you've attended and then you'll be able to enter in your grades. So as you can see, this page will pop up. You will enter in your school name, school year, grading scale, this type of schedule. It'll ask for the subject, the course name, and as you can see, you continue to add courses. So you can add all of your courses onto this page for your 9th grade year. And then once you have completed that, you can just hit continue. And then you will just need to click, please indicate that you recorded all your courses and grades for your 9th grade year. If you have added all of your grades, you will simply just hit continue. Then you'll do the same for your 10th grade. You'll open up the 10th grade courses. You'll be able to enter your school name, your school year, the grading scale, and then all of the courses. So this will be the page that pops up for each grade year where you can enter in your courses. Then of course, you'll be able to hit continue. It asks the same question as before. Please indicate that you've reported all your courses and grades for 10th grade. You'll hit continue. 11th grade will be the exact same thing. You'll hit continue. And then this will ask, do you have 12th grade courses listed on your transcript that have been issued official transcript grades? So if you're applying before the start of your 12th grade year, then you will most likely not have any grades just yet on that transcript. But if you are applying after your first semester of 12th grade, then this will be an area where you can enter in those 12th grade courses. Then you'll simply just hit continue. And other courses, do you have any other courses, middle school, post 12th grade, summer school, listed on your transcript that have been issued officially as grades on your transcript? Simply, you can answer yes or no. And then this will be the completion of your Common App question. So once you get through to the courses and grades, you can kind of go back through the tabs to make sure that everything has been completed. Like I've said, the green arrows do show you that you have completed each section. Now, once we get to this bottom page, this button right here is actually going to take us back to this My Colleges tab. So you'll see as we click this, it takes us back to that tab we went through before. Now, like I stated, specific colleges will have specific questions just for their application. So this is going to be where we find those specific college questions. So like I've mentioned, those questions we just filled out will be your general Common App applications that will be used on all of your Common App applications. Now, as you can see, when we hit this down arrow, Texas Tech has some of their own application questions. So once you get done with your Common App questions, you'll want to come to your My Colleges. You'll want to hit this down arrow. And then again, it shows you the college information. And if they have application questions, you can simply hit questions. So now these questions are specific to Texas Tech University. So on this page, you'll see that we ask you your preferred start term, preferred admissions plan. We only have a rolling admissions plan, so you will just need to go ahead and select rolling admissions. It asks if you intend to pursue need-based financial aid. Again, you can click yes or no. Do you intend to pursue merit-based scholarships? Again, this will allow you to click yes or no. At any time in your life, were you placed in foster care or adopted from foster care in Texas? This question right here asks if you're interested in the Honors College. If you select yes, it does allow us to share your transcripts with the Honors College. However, there is a separate Honors College application. So just make sure that you do go and fill out that Honors College application if that's something you're interested in. This is just a policy stating that we do require all of our first-time freshmen to live on campus. So it's understanding that you are admitted and choose Texas Tech, all freshmen are required to live on campus unless formal request and approval by housing is made. Now this section right here, Texas Tech has gone test optional for the fall of 2022. So this area right here is going to allow you to determine if you are wanting to go test optional or if you want your SAT or ACT scores to be considered. So if you choose, I wish to apply test optional, that means you do not have to submit test scores and we will not use your test scores to make an admissions decision. Now, if you hit, I want my SAT and ACT test scores to be considered, this does mean that we will require you to send in test scores before we can make an application decision. This is just talking about the Texas Tech fee waiver program. So Texas Tech does not accept the ACT, SAT, NACAC, or other outside fee waivers. And to qualify, we do require our students to fill out the FAFSA. So this is just an acknowledgement stating that the statement that you understand Texas Tech will determine if you qualify for a fee waiver, and you understand that a Common App says you owe $0 if you select a fee waiver. That does not automatically mean you qualify for a fee waiver. Then we will hit continue. This right here is going to be where you can select the campus location where you'd like to take classes. Please note not all majors are offered at campuses outside of Lubbock. So Lubbock is going to be our main campus location. This is going to be also where you can select your major. So you'll be able to scroll through and search through our majors and select the major that you are interested in. If you're eligible for an occupation license, this is going to be where you kind of understand that policy. If you're planning to pursue any pre-professional program, you can specify that here. So pre-law, nursing, pre-vet, pharmacy. This is going to be where you can select that option. It's asking about teaching certificates. It also asks if you're enrolled in an early college high school program. And then this is just stating that if you have any college hours that you wish to have them considered in your admissions decision, you do have to provide an official college transcript. So if you have any dual credit or summer courses, you just need to make sure to submit those official college transcripts so that those can be considered in your application decision. Once you've completed this page, you'll simply just hit continue. This section is going to be for students who are non-US citizens. We'll need to complete the following questions. So if you are a citizen, these are not questions that you will need to complete. So just for non-US citizens, make sure you read through these questions on do you hold a permanent residence status, yes or no, and just knowing that you will have to submit copies of this information. Lastly, we have some residency information. So during the 12 months prior to your term of which you are applying, did you attend a public college or university in Texas? Do you live or will you have lived in Texas for 36 consecutive months leading up to your high school graduation? And when you begin the semester for which you're applying, will you have lived in Texas for the previous 12 months? So it does allow you to answer yes or no by scrolling down on the box. And you'll simply just hit continue. Next are our scholarship questions. So I do like to note that no additional scholarship application is required. The following questions are for scholarship purposes only and are not required for admissions. However, these are the only scholarship questions that Texas Tech has. We make it easy for you, a one-stop shop, to just go ahead and fill out the scholarship application on the admissions application. So although these questions are not required for admissions, I do encourage you to fill them out for scholarship purposes. It will ask you a couple yes or no questions for you to be able to answer. Then it asks you a couple short essay questions. Please state your education career goals and the reason you're choosing your major. Briefly describe any financial need circumstances you would like for scholarship committee to consider. Why have you chosen to apply to Texas Tech? So just 3 short answers. And then we do now offer students the option to be considered for certain test optional scholarships without submitting the ACT or SAT test scores. So this is going to be where you can select if you would like your SAT scores to be considered for scholarships or you wish to apply test optional for scholarships. Then this will just simply ask you what is your expected graduation date from Texas Tech University. And then the last essay question is please describe any special contributions you would make to Texas Tech University and your academic program. Then there are 2 more yes or no questions asking about siblings or any relatives that have attended Texas Tech. Again, these are going to be the scholarship questions, but you are going to not be required to complete them, but it is highly encouraged. Then we get to the essay. So Texas Tech has an optional essay. The essays below are not required for you to complete for your application, but you can complete them if you choose. So these are just some of the essay questions. Tell us a story, what unique opportunities or challenges you have experienced throughout your high school career that have shaped who you are today. Or most students have identified an interest or talent that defines them as an essential way. Tell us about yourself. So these are going to just kind of be some optional essay questions that you can include on your application if you choose so. This is just an academic notification letting you know that Texas Tech University is a selected university and does not guarantee admissions of all applicants. And you do understand that the application fee is non-refundable. So just the policy that you need to check that you have read and understood. Then that you have read the new requirements and information about bacterial meningitis. So this page is just reading and understanding some of the policies in place about your application. These last two questions are simply asking, have you been found guilty in a court of law or received a disciplinary violation of at your previous high school, college, or university? You'll be able to click yes or no. And then are there any criminal charges currently pending against you? If you do click yes, we will ask that you provide more detailed information about the situation. And that will be a part of your required application material. Once we hit continue, we get to this page for a FERPA release. So it does ask you to view and release the authorization for a FERPA release, that you understand that policy. Then it does require you to invite a counselor. So this is an area we can invite anyone that you want to, if you want to submit a recommendation form. So if you have, a teacher, a counselor, a coach, a mentor that you would like for them to write a recommendation and fill out the recommendation form through Common App, you can simply hit invite recommenders, and then it will allow you to select who you're trying to invite. And then you'll enter in their email and it will go ahead and send them that information. It does require you to submit your high school counselor's information. There is some things that they need to report on the Common App. So this is going to be required before you can move on to submit that. Again, you can put in some teacher recommendations. So for Texas Tech, we do not require teacher letter of recommendations. You can see it is optional, but if this is where you want a teacher to write a letter of recommendation, you can invite that teacher through email. And then if you have any other recommenders that you would like to include, this is where you can kind of add those individuals. Once you complete that, you can go ahead and click continue. Then we get to the application submission. So you're ready to review and submit your application to Texas Tech University. So you've now completed all of the Common App applications, and you've also now completed all of the Texas Tech University specific application questions. So you'll go through, again, down here, it's letting you know, again, we do not require submission of personal essay with your Common App, but you may submit a personal essay to any college. It does ask you to indicate whether you're submitting a personal essay. And then you get to review and submit. So this is going to be where you can review all the information. So this page right here is going to populate the Common App application questions and the Texas Tech specific application questions. So you can go through, you can make sure all of your information is correct on all of those tabs that we have filled out. Make sure there aren't any mistakes, make sure you haven't forgotten to enter anything. So like I said, this will show you all of the Common App application questions and all of the Texas Tech University specific related questions. Now, if you feel like you've made a mistake, you can always hit cancel. You can go back through your tabs and you can make sure to go to that specific tab and change any answers you feel need to be changed. Now, if after reviewing, you feel confident about your application, you can go ahead and click continue. It'll ask you, I have reviewed the PDF copy of my application and wish to proceed with my submission. Then you'll simply hit continue. As you can see, an application fee is $75. Once you've completed your payment, you must return to Common App to complete the submission process. So you won't open multiple tabs, but this is where you will complete the payment section. As you can see, a new tab does show up where you can enter in your payment information. Now, after you enter in that payment information, it will allow you to then proceed with your signature and submission of your application. So again, we'll get down to this page. So after you hit this submission, it'll take you to that new tab. Then once you get to that new tab, you will need to come back to the Common App to complete the submission process. After you've hit submit, after you've completed your whole application, what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to continue to go to your dashboard. So you'll be able to see on your dashboard, this application is still in progress since I did not fully submit that, but it will show you if you have an application that's been completed, if it's in progress. Like I said, you continue to add your colleges through your tabs, through the My Colleges tabs. If you need to enter or change any information, you can go back to your Common App tab. This College Search tab is where you can look up different universities and get information about that university. So like I said, you can look up Texas Tech University. You can click that and it can give you some general information. Provides you links to that university's information. And this is going to be a place where you can search any university and get some great information about that university. And then there is also a financial aid and resources tab just to learn more about how to fill out that FAFSA. Then after you've completed, you can go ahead and click sign out and it'll bring you back to this page. Again, if you're needing to continue to log into your account, use that email and password that you created and you can continue to fill out those Common App applications. I hope you enjoyed this session on learning more about the Common App. And if there's anything that you ever need, always feel free to contact the Texas Tech Undergraduate Admissions Office. Hope you all have a great day.